What is up, everyone? Welcome back to the Engineers That Filters podcast. I'm your host, Jacob Thompson, and tonight I'm still on the Bauhaus train, alright? So tonight I'm drinking Bauhaus Short Pants, the summer seasonal lemon shandy. Should be good.
I'm Joseph, and I'm drinking Ordell Brewing Company's Rupture, a fresh grind IPA. I don't know.
Does that mean it's coffee flavored? It's fresh grind?
No, like the hops are ground, like kind of like Deschutes.
Like what, Joseph?
Deschutes Fresh Squeeze. What?
Nothing.
All right. Well,
What
anyways,
was that, Tate?
I'm Gabe. I'm Gabe, and I'm still in college, so I have a Labatt.
Get some class.
Some Canadian Pilsner.
You have a job.
I do.
And
I could
I think-
afford it, but it's like one of those things where it's just like, I don't know.
It should be mentioned that Gabe is using a koozie right now.
I am. I got it for free.
That's a loose koozie.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
very loose.
It's definitely meant for bigger cups, but I got it at the Trails Fest in Copper Harbor.
Why would it be made for bigger cups? Beer cans are a standard
Dude.
size.
They gave us bigger cups when we got the beers, so I don't know. I don't have an answer for you.
Interesting
koozie.
move.
You know, Dayton's
not
dad
being
has a
born.
saying about koozies.
What?
Dayton's dad has a saying about koozies.
I don't know if it was
you're
my
using-
dad or not, but
I'm pretty sure your dad said it.
okay, he probably did, but I don't know if that's where he came up with it or who
Well,
he
I don't
got
I'm
it
just
from.
saying, you can't just.
It is.
tease us.
It is. If
Well, I was
you're
gonna let
using a
him
koozie,
say it.
you're not drinking it fast enough.
Just
It's a
trying to
great
keep my
fucking thing.
fingies warm. That was all.
Why are you
Your
freaking
things?
fondling your beer can for 30 minutes? Then?
You don't hold your fingers in the beer. Like,
Oh shit,
Seriously.
that was my problem. Thank you, Joe.
you get it all wrinkled and shit. Fuck.
And I am Dayton, and I am drinking Rosemary's Baby, a scary good pumpkin ale to get into this Spooktober season.
Hot off the trail of last episode.
Yeah, it's pretty good though. I mean, it's got pumpkin and spices, and it's aged in rum barrels with vanilla beans. I am living the life.
Oh, dude, I love vanilla. It's so good.
Is it more of a creamy type beer, Dayton?
No, it's very spicy. Do you remember when I got
Fancy.
the pumpkin ale with habaneros in it?
Yeah, the Voodoo Ranger one.
Yeah,
That company. I forgot what it's
Mhm.
called.
yeah. I can't remember who
Did
makes
you like?
it, but
Did you not like it that much? I can't remember.
yeah, I didn't really like it. It was very
It's
spicy.
called Atomic Pumpkin, but I don't remember what
Yeah, yeah.
brewery is.
I kind of
It's the
want to
same
go
people who do
get
Voodoo
like
Ranger.
a pick six and just get 6 different like fall styled beers, just to
Do it.
to get one.
Me and Dave did pick sixes all the time
Mm-hmm.
in the last year.
Treat
It's by
yourself.
New Belgium.
New Belgium. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well, welcome to episode 39 of the podcast. As I say every week, don't forget to follow us on Instagram and Twitter at EWF Podcast. And you can find our show every Monday around 8:30 or 9 a.m. Eastern on Spotify, iTunes, and YouTube. Special note for this
8:30 or
week.
9?
I said it for 8:30, but sometimes it takes longer to, actually roll out. So
There's a window now.
it's a window. Before, whatever. It's there every Monday. Joseph realized today that by the time this comes out, we'll have been doing the podcast for 1 year.
Oh wow.
Just-
Bada bing,
just
bada
shy.
boom.
With
So
the- with the
this
3
week will be
hiatus,
1
right?
year. Yeah,
with
but
the
like we
hiatus,
started
but-
about
Yeah,
a year
yeah.
ago, so I thought that was a kind of neat thing.
Yeah, I was thinking about
Yeah.
that when I went to career fair. I got dressed up, and like the last time I was in this, we had that picture that was like,
Mhm.
that we used for the podcast.
Mhm.
It's been a hot minute.
It's been a hot minute. All right, let's get into the show. Joseph, you have a fun little topic to start us off with.
Yeah, so we haven't done BuzzFeed quizzes recently, and I really like them because they're stupid. So I found this gem, this pearl, if you will, of a quiz, and it is titled "Eat a huge brunch and we'll guess your eye color." So
Because those things are related.
exactly, based on what I want to eat hungover on a Sunday morning. That's how my eyes were chosen.
Mhm.
So I'll just.
So we're all gonna take it individually,
Right.
but
We all
we'll
have it
discuss
pulled
each
up.
question here.
All right.
Wait,
So
why is
I'll.
there a tab called Visco Girls?
Dude, just don't
I don't know what you're
even
talking
worry about
I
it.
kind of want to click on it.
This Gabe resist the urge. Most people suck you in
Alright,
and spit
I'm
you
gonna
out in
middle click it.
3
Alright,
hours.
I'm gonna middle click it and save it for later.
Oh god.
All right, Joseph,
Alright,
let's get into
So the
it.
first question or thing is to choose your entree. So we got French toast, pancakes, waffles, or oatmeal. And as a note to the audio listeners out there, which is all of you, the pictures, they're accompanied with pictures and everything. They all have blueberries in them, so I thought that was kind of neato.
Okay, if you
And-
don't
and all
pick
the different
French
entrees.
toast, you're an idiot. All right.
I'm with Gabe on this one because if it's like a normal breakfast, okay, if it's during the week, it's oatmeal because like it's easy.
Yeah.
If it's like me and Joseph
It's
having
a-
some fun in the
it's a
kitchen, it's
Saturday morning.
pancakes. But like if I'm going out to eat for brunch, I gotta have something I don't usually have, so we're going French toast.
I don't know, man. I'm a pancakes
Dane's
bitch.
been silent and he's giving judgy eyes.
Dane's about to roast me and
Yeah,
Gabe for this
he's-
French toast.
Is that your last pick?
He's about to end these entire guy's career.
Well, I guess there's eggs in.
Well, Dane, you only have one
so-
choice. You have to
Yeah,
pick oatmeal,
You
right?
can only eat oatmeal.
No, not necessarily. Not
There's
necessarily.
egg
Is
substitutes.
there
Except-
vegan
hold up,
French
hold up.
toast?
Probably.
There's-
I don't. I
there's
mean,
egg
there's like egg
substitutes that you can use.
substitutes and stuff like that. But
Okay.
I was gonna, before Jacob asked me a question, I was gonna turn my gain up and then be like a But since I have to be here at normal talking volume, I think I like waffles purely for like
Okay,
the
that's
only
fair.
reason because if you have syrup or anything like that, you can fill in each and
Fill the
every
buckets.
single one
When
of
it
the
Yes.
comes down to
squares.
pancakes and waffles, I pick waffles every time. If I get a
I'm
choice.
same. Waffles are superior to pancakes,
Oh, yeah.
100%.
Yeah, but like I just don't really like
Joseph's
oatmeal.
shaking
Like,
his head no.
I'll eat
That is
oatmeal
a
when
false statement.
I fucking have to, but
All right.
All right, next question.
Next up, we got choose a side. So we got bacon, sausage, which we already know Dayton's go-tos. Right there.
But
avocado
bacon, though.
toast, avocado toast, and hash browns.
Okay, well, three
Already,
of
I gotta
those-
stop you right there, Joseph. I got an issue with this fucking question. The picture for hash browns doesn't have fucking hash browns. It's
Yeah.
American potatoes or
Yeah.
breakfast
Yeah,
potatoes.
it does
Those
have
are not
home fries.
hash browns.
Yeah, it has
What the
home
fuck?
fries, not hash browns. But that's
I mean, I'm
kind
going
of a
with hash
tomato
browns still because I
tomato.
fucking love hash browns, but it's like,
Man,
Easy-
fuck outta here.
bacon
easy
and
hash
Are
browns.
both so good though.
Hash browns, hands
Depends
down.
how much bacon do I get. You know, they don't tell me.
don't worry about it. It's your brunch. It's probably a buffet. You know, you're snacking.
It does say a big brunch in the
Okay,
title.
we're doing hash
so
browns. What about you? Dave?
see, I think I'm gonna go with hash browns too, only because I have never bought an avocado, and I'm not even
I
sure
guess
if I
that-
really like them. So,
What, you like guac?
yeah, I like guac, but like
Alright,
I've never.
there you go. Bada bing.
I will say I got really close to buying an avocado the other day, except then it was really hard, so I put it back.
Don't like most vegans worship the avocado?
Yeah, I think
Yes,
I
they're
don't know.
God.
Yeah. Also, I'm pretty sure they're supposed to be hard. Because
What?
like the skin's hard. I mean, obviously it's mushy on the inside.
Dude,
and
No,
these
but
things
like
felt like
how-
a fucking baseball.
yeah, you should be able to like. They should be semi malleable.
Yeah, like where you can kind of, like maybe like an orange. An orange is a good analogy. Maybe I don't
Yeah,
know.
I see what
You
you're saying.
don't want an apple, but you also don't want like mush.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So, all right, on to the next one, which is choose another side.
Another one.
So we got berries, cereal, croissant, and scrambled eggs.
You almost made me drop my croissant.
All right, I'm a
Um,
basic bitch. I'm going scrambled eggs.
Yeah, scrambled eggs is the best one. Oh,
'Cause
the
low
drink one.
key-
I already know what I'm gonna do for the drink.
Oh
I know,
yeah,
me
way
too.
to skip ahead, Gabe.
So this is my controversial opinion. One of them, cold cereal, like breakfast cereal, is the blowjob or the hand job, excuse me, of breakfast foods. It's the hand job of breakfast foods, and I'll tell you why. You're not gonna ask for cereal, but you know what? If all they got is cereal, you'll take a bowl of cereal. You know,
I don't disagree with that, Joseph.
it's not gonna ruin your day, but it's not gonna make it any
Yeah, I
better.
can't remember a time where I woke up and like, man, I want fucking cereal.
I think the only
Exactly.
time that has happened is when I had pumpkin spice Cheerios.
I mean, I feel like cereal works better as a late night snack. That's what I usually eat it.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. I'm gonna go scrambled eggs as well.
You're gonna go scrambled eggs. See, I've had tofu scramble, and it's pretty good. Except I think I still much prefer berries.
Berries is a solid pick,
That's fair.
especially with the waffles. You get a nice little
Yeah, and you can
amalgamation with the syrup and the berry juice. Oh,
yeah.
some good shit.
All right. And for the final component of our
No,
brunch.
there's two components left, Joseph. We got the drink
yeah.
and the
Oh
place.
shit! I was wrong.
We had to find a place to eat it.
I didn't think that was important,
Oh,
but
thank
you know
you.
they gotta. It's the final thing for your eye color, you know. So, second to last one is to choose a drink. So we got a latte, tea, hot chocolate. Who the fuck is drinking hot chocolate with brunch?
At
Like,
brunch?
why
Get the
not
fuck outta here.
coffee? What
Only
the
if
fuck?
it has peppermint schnapps in it.
Exactly. Or
Ba-boom.
a mimosa, which
If you're not picking
obviously-
mimosa, you're fucking up.
Yeah.
All right,
You don't-
mimosa
you don't know
is
what
the
brunch
obvious
is.
pick.
I'm surprised. I mean, I guess I'm not that surprised, but like bloody would be a close second. But
No,
you know.
Blades are disgusting.
I don't know. I've never had one, but on paper they sound fucking gross.
I mean, like close second is like a pick. On
I'm
the
surprised it's not on the list. I agree, Joseph.
Bloody
Should
Mary
on
would
here.
be better than hot chocolate in my opinion, but I don't like either. So
Dude, it's probably like a fucking 15-year-old that made this quiz anyway.
that is true. All right, now we gotta pick a place to eat our brunch.
Dude,
So
all
I
these
don't even
pictures
know.
Look the same.
These pictures look stupid as fuck.
All right.
We got
You can't
Is the
even
first one
describe
outdoors?
a nice.
Okay,
them.
so
the
just-
last one's
yeah.
outdoors.
Okay, so one of them's outdoors. One is like kind of like a coffee shop, semi-industrial esque. The bottom left one for you
Mhm.
three.
Also, looks like you
Um,
can see the kitchen. It's an open kitchen.
Mm.
Yeah,
No,
that
it's
could-
where it's at the buffet
I
where you
think
just pick up
those
stuff.
are bagel cookers.
but yeah, it's kind of like a continental
It's-
breakfast. type.
Yeah, it's like a really, it's like fancier. It's more
Yeah,
upscale.
and then we got, I don't know, like more of an artsy one in the top right. I would say. I don't know, kind of like contemporary architecture.
That's like when I think of girls or just anybody, I guess, going out to brunch. You know, like fancy brunch. That's where I picture they're going.
It
Yeah, I
looks
could see
like
that.
a cup of
Eh.
coffee would cost $10 there. Let's put it
and then the final one, I don't know. It looks like a dinner restaurant. It looks like they serve, like you'd go there on a date, like you know,
Yeah.
like an
It's like a
anniversary
date, like in a
date.
movie, like a
Yeah.
movie date. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So,
Okay, so
I'm
I'm
gonna go
like-
with the coffee shop. The one
The
with the
bottom right.
yeah, no bottom left with the
Bottom left.
continental breakfast. I think
I'm
that'd
also
be a-
going that one because I like the long tables. It's more of like a cafeteria
Yeah.
share vibe, sharing space
yeah, I like
vibe.
that
Yeah.
because I don't know. I'm not gonna spend $10 for a thing of coffee.
Well, they took a guess, all right. I'll give them that.
Yeah, they
much
took a
credit.
guess.
Alright,
Wait,
I-
Dayton, what are you picking?
I'm gonna choose the bottom right one, the one that's like in like the alley.
The outdoors
Outside.
one.
Yeah,
The Italian
only because
alley.
I feel like the tables are gonna be wobbly, and
They look wobbly.
and I think that'd be kind of fun.
What the fuck? Do you
Chaos.
put napkins under the tables that are stable just to piss off people when you leave?
All right, so
All
I
right.
mean, Joseph, you go first here on
All
your
right.
answer.
So I got hazel
Same.
eyes, which
I also got hazel.
What the fuck? I got hazel too.
We all got.
Okay.
Are any of our eyes hazel? Me and Joseph are blue.
Mine are
Yeah.
more brown.
Yeah, I have brown eyes. I have dark brown eyes.
If you read the comments, there's a lot of people saying hazel and brown. So like they're just picking the common eye colors.
but I feel like hazel isn't that common. I mean, brown definitely is. So you would I would have thought that brown would have been the most common of the four of
Right.
us. You know,
We
I
should-
feel like it
we
would have
should
been like a
sue
Punnett
BuzzFeed.
square. Yeah,
We
honestly.
should sue them for misrepresenting our eye colors.
Yeah, like none of us got blue. What the fuck? So none of them were right then, right?
No,
No,
no.
none of
It's,
them.
'Cause we
it's
all
a
got-
BuzzFeed quiz.
Hey, you
but
know,
I do
there's a
appreciate.
chance.
I do appreciate most BuzzFeed quizzes say we'll do this and we'll tell you this. It's like we'll
Yeah,
guess.
we'll
You know,
guess.
like they're saying like,
There's a
yeah,
disclaimer.
we're gonna guess on this one. Yeah.
Yeah, so you know they got that going for them.
when Joseph and I were talking about this because before the podcast, I was trying to figure out like their math behind this, like how they were doing it. I'm like, okay, here's what I'm thinking. There's 4 possible answers here: brown, hazel, green, and blue. And I'm like, each picture corresponds to one, and then whichever one you get the most of, like that's your
Dude,
answer.
that's
Right?
the engineer in you trying to understand a
I know.
BuzzFeed quiz.
And I was like, no, they just pick one randomly.
Yeah.
They don't.
It's
Maybe
gotta be
there's
random,
maybe
dude.
2 questions like lead to it. But did any of us pick the same on one question? I don't.
I
think
mean, me
so.
and Joseph, I feel like we were pretty
Wait,
similar.
we all
You
picked hash
pancakes.
browns. We all picked hash browns.
And scrambled eggs. Us 3
No,
picked
No, I
scrambled
didn't
eggs.
pick scrambled eggs.
Yeah, but 3 of
We all
us
picked
did.
mimosas, though.
And we all picked mimosas. So I think it's one of those 2 probably led to it, but
Hmm.
who knows? Maybe it's just a random number generator and it just,
Yeah.
Well,
Happens
maybe they
to
took
win.
like the percentage of the population that has each one, and that's the percent chance that you get it for an answer.
See, again,
Yeah,
you're trying
but
to
I feel like-
understand
But
BuzzFeed.
that's what I was thinking too, but like hazel isn't that common of an eye color, I don't think. I think it's
I
less
mean-
common than blue.
Really? I thought blue was the least common.
No, green is.
Really?
All right.
Or it's less common. I know green is less common than blue.
We could look it up, but also,
That's
it's a
worth-
BuzzFeed quiz.
It's not worth spending more time over.
All right. Well, thanks BuzzFeed for guessing our eye colors.
So that was
really
fun.
insightful.
I enjoyed that. And don't worry, there's plenty more because they shit them out like it's nobody's business.
I spent my time on it. That's all I'm gonna say.
So, Gabe, how are those Visco girls that you couldn't help but
so
click
I clicked
on?
on it. So
I feel like it's
there's
the
one
hot
post that
singles in your
says,
area type virus.
29 signs you were a late 2000s Visco girl. One's in Spanish.
Wait,
But
what's
what
a
is a Visco girl?
Oh, here's another quiz. Your brunch choices will determine what percent Visco girl you are. There we go.
Oh God!
But what's
Well,
a Visco
here we
girl?
go. Let's just continue the brunch.
Can we get a? I'm gonna do Google search on what is a Visco girl.
Well, Visco is a social media. It's like Instagram, but more basic girls go there.
Oh, okay. I got the definition from dictionary.com. Visco girl is a term generally used as an insult for a young, usually white woman who posts trendy pictures of herself edited on the app Visco.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like the stereotype is that they have like hydro flasks and
Oh,
yeah.
shit like that.
Oh, here we go. Yeah, I already found a meme. Yeah, Hydro Flask, Starbucks. It looks like a shell necklace,
Yeah.
Puka shell.
longboard. Puka shell
Yeah.
necklace. This girl has a longboard and there's also a penny board on here.
I have a hydro flask.
Disposable
Does
cameras.
That make me a Visco girl?
Yes.
You also
only
have a
one way to find
longboard.
out.
And you had a nickel board. I don't know if you still have it, but
No.
you're
Gabe,
on
I
your
think you
way
should-
there, Gabe.
I'm
You
good.
just
You should take
need
those
a
quizzes and
choker
find out.
shell
Yeah,
necklace and
stay tuned. Next episode, I'll tell you what percent Visco girl I am.
Yeah, this is a hard yeah. 'Cause this one has Crocs and Carmex on it. Ugh.
Oof.
All right.
Hey,
Enough of
Carmex is a quality product, all right?
All right, so I have a mini topic I want to talk about. And I don't really have a thesis on this like most of my rants, but I just want
Like
to throw this out
pumpkin
there and
spice.
let's talk about it. Yeah. So I was at work the other day having lunch with my coworkers, and the place I'm working right now, it's an office, and there's 3 other people there, and they're all at least 55. So they're, older than I am by a significant margin.
Mm-hmm.
And they're all pretty well off because they've been working for a long time in a profitable-ish business. So they're all doing pretty well. And one of them was saying how she went into downtown Minneapolis the other night for dinner, and they were trying to get their car to come back to pick them up, but the guy got blocked because there was police because somebody got shot in downtown Minneapolis, just down a few blocks.
All right.
And then this started a conversation how, they've lived in Minnesota for a long time. So, yeah, Minneapolis is getting a lot worse. There's a lot more violence. Apparently there was a guy who was just walking down the street one night and a bunch of just, high school kids just beat the shit out of him for, no reason.
I've
Stuff like
heard of more muggings recently. I have
Yeah.
heard of that, especially around bars and stuff.
Well, that makes me want to go there.
But it's
Yeah.
it's people who are alone and drunk at 1 a.m. and walk down an alley by themselves.
Shit, dude.
Not to say-
I've walked around New York
Yes,
City just blasted out of my mind and not felt unsafe.
Yeah, I know, but like if 6 people walk up to you and want to take your money, like how are you gonna stop them that
You
easily?
fight them.
Yeah,
like
Gabe?
those weird like videos where like the dude like gets on his back and then like puts his legs over his head and like starts like shuffling at people.
Yeah.
I would just weird the fuck out of him. I just strip
This guy's
butt
not
ass
worth it.
naked
This
and
guy's-
just
He's crazy.
While you're like flailing shit at him.
But anyway, so they're talking about
out-crackhead
this.
the crackheads.
They're talking about this like, yeah, it's getting a lot worse. You know, I would want to live there. Wouldn't want to live there now, and all this stuff. And just so one of them said, like, you know, it's getting worse. They said someone should do something about it. Like, someone needs to do something. And I just got a really weird feeling
Batman.
when they said that, because I'm sitting there. I mean, I'm like, you know, I'm a 22-year-old kid, just graduated college, and these are all. And I know this word is very like. I don't know. It's hard to
Is
use
it
because it's so
boomer?
memed. No, it's the word
Oh.
privilege, right?
Oh,
It's a hard one to use in today's society. Anyway, I would say these people have a lot of privilege. They're all older white people with a lot of money, right? And them saying, "Oh, someone should do something." I just felt weird. So I'm like, I'm not saying like you should do something, but you're in more of a position to do something than a lot of other people, you know? And maybe I'm being wrong. I don't know. I just got a really weird vibe. It's like, part of me is like, whose responsibility is it to like clean up the city? Is it the police? Is it the mayor? Is it
Vigilantes.
vigilantes?
Batman.
Yeah,
Is it
we're-
rich people who could put their money into the system and try to help, like who care about that kind of thing? I don't know. What I'm trying to get at is like, I feel like I can't do a whole lot in the position I'm in, and maybe I'm wrong. But I also was weird because I'm sitting with these people. It's like, but I feel like you guys could do something. Like you could maybe like use some of your money to like donate to certain organizations, or I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm just saying I got a weird vibe, and I'm curious on your guys' thoughts.
could lobby politicians. That's not necessarily
That's
a bad thing.
It's not necessarily a bad thing, but
It has a
that
bad
gets bad real
connotation,
fast.
but I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know. I think at least for me, like I don't think that people who want to act out of malice are gonna act that way, like regardless. At least for until like they see a reason not to. So I don't know. Yeah, it is a pretty difficult issue. And when they say like someone should fix this, I don't disagree with them, except at the same time it's like
yeah.
What do you do?
yeah, it's like you're just talking, you're just saying shit. You're just trying to pander to people. I don't know. Like that's
Well,
the way
'cause-
I see it as.
Because part of me is like we talked about last week. We talked about climate change. Like it is good to just talk about it, and make people aware of what's going on, right? The discussions aren't meaningless in that sense, but also it's like I feel like when you say someone should do something, it's like, well, I'm not gonna do anything, but someone should. You know, it's like
Mhm.
you're trying to pass off the responsibility as opposed to like trying to figure out what you could possibly do.
Mhm.
I don't know.
Yeah, at least for me, like I always think of things like that. Like you can't change the world, but you can change the people around you.
Mhm.
And I guess in turn and with time, then that can change the world. But I mean, it's a
Yeah.
lot easier just to change your peers. So I don't know.
Yeah.
That's just how I view things, especially with like environmentalism.
I don't know. I feel like just because I'm guessing, I don't know the actual numbers, but I'm guessing Minneapolis is getting bigger. And general.
Like population wise.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah, I
just-
couldn't tell you, I
generally
don't
how
know.
cities go.
Yeah. So I mean, there's just gonna be more people, and there's just gonna be more people that are gonna be willing to do that.
Yeah, at that point, it's just statistics, right? Like, if you have
Right.
more people, crime's gonna rise most likely because there's just
Right.
the sample size is bigger.
Exactly. So it's like I don't know what you could really do. Like nothing comes to mind. It's like, oh, there's like an easy solution.
Yeah.
I mean,
Because they were saying like we need more police like on the streets, but then someone else was like, well, let's come just like putting a band-aid on the issue as opposed to like figuring out what's actually going on.
Right, that's treating
know.
the effect, not the cause.
And obviously, it's a
Uh,
very multifaceted issue. We're not going to solve it.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
like we
dude,
tried to
we're
solve
gonna
climate change last
sit
week.
down here and we're gonna finish. we're not gonna stop this podcast until we finish this issue.
Well,
I hope
this
you guys
ties
got a lot
kind
of
of in-
beer.
Oh, we got.
Oh, we do.
we
Me
got
and
a
Joseph
lot
are
of-
packed right now, baby.
We just stocked up the other day, but I just read this book called "The Power of Habit," and
Oh, I've heard of this book. Yeah.
yeah, it was a really interesting read. But part of it talks about how This guy who he worked for the government, and um, he I forget exactly what happened because I don't know, it's been a couple weeks since I've read it, but he had to fix some issue which I believe was teen pregnancy in this city was like something they wanted to tackle. And it's like, okay, so why is there teen pregnancy? Well, it's because of this, because of this, because of this. And he went like six reasons deep into it, or more than that.
Like the 5 whys. Have you ever heard of that?
No.
Like you ask why 5 times, and then you get more or less to like the root cause.
Okay. Yeah, similar to that.
Like an annoying child who's like, but why?
Yeah,
but
yeah,
why?
exactly.
Yeah, and so like the reason, or it was something like they wanted to help prevent poverty, and it was caused by teen pregnancy, which was caused by like something, and it basically boiled down to education on nutrition, because people weren't healthy enough. So then, or maybe it was child mortality is what it was, and like people were getting pregnant younger, and they just didn't have the knowledge of their bodies and like how to. It was, yeah, long
How to
story
take care
short,
of a kid, yeah.
and not just a kid, but like themselves.
Yeah.
So they started implementing these programs on teaching people in high school about nutrition, and over the course of, by the time it started to when those people had graduated and, lived and, whatever, they had seen a drop in, I want to say it was child mortality is what it was. So it's something like that where, okay, yeah, there's violence. Well, why is there violence? How, not why is there violence, but why are people committing these crimes? Like, what are their motives, and what is pushing that, and then what is causing that, and so on. And it's not an easy fix, and it's something you really have to look deep into.
It's a systemic issue, is what it comes down to.
Yeah.
Which I feel like
So is that on the city then? Like the city of Minneapolis to figure that shit out?
I think it's on everyone. I mean, I think that it has to come from a whole bunch of different sides. Like you have to have, just like regular people working on it. You have to have probably some combination of legislature. You have
to have programs set up to help people, but you have to have the community knowledge and drive to want to help themselves and to want to help each other is a big part of it. Where you can have like these programs set in place to help people, learn things and whatever it's decided the issue is, but you have to have people to want to do that and have a drive, not just within themselves, but like, communities doing it. So then an individual is going to want to join in that as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I wonder if a lot of that just comes down from like the disconnect that big cities feel, and like you have people who feel like outcasts in the city, and they just don't feel like that connection, and makes them kind of want to act out. I'm not saying that that's like the end all be all. I think that might be a contributing factor though.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the hard part too is homelessness, right? Like every day, me and Joseph drive past people with signs next to roads, ask for money, and it's like you just have to ignore them, like that's just what you do. And because I personally don't like giving them money because I don't know where that money's going. If I bought them food and gave it to them, that'd be one thing. But anyway, but I feel like everyone ignoring these people like kind of breeds more division and more individualism. Like I just need to take care of myself and that's it, which can kind of hurt a city or a society like as a whole.
Yeah. See, I was looking at like, because I have a job interview out that way, so I just for one night didn't want to do homework, so I just Googled like Minneapolis and like areas and stuff. So I was bored, and I was seeing that those muggings were like related to just people stealing phones. And they were just selling them at these like bins and like malls and stuff. So
really?
I guess like what they were doing is they just like, obviously they went too far because like there's some footage out there of them like just beating the shit out of them. They just like take their phone and then just sell them at these like things where you just swipe, you just put your driver's license in and then sell it. So then like the cops, are like, all right, well let's just find the driver's license and then the phone, and then they could cross-reference it, but from what I understood, like those were happening because they were just trying to take phones and wallets and stuff. And
Yep.
I mean, that's like probably an issue with like their income, right? Or like they aren't making as much money, so they resort to violence, and that's like a whole other issue, you know.
Yeah.
That's probably what happened with our stuff, Gabe.
No, exactly, and it's probably what happened. Because like
Well, that's
even
why
I was
bikes are
looking at the
stolen all the
article,
time.
and the numbers started going up that summer. Funny
really?
enough, like there was just, and it was especially around that stretch that we were in. I guess that stretch is was like an area they targeted people because they'd be drinking and wouldn't be paying attention.
Yeah,
And
I
the bar
believe
that
it.
we were in, it was shoulder to shoulder. So like you're not gonna notice someone, you know, touching your pockets when everyone's touching you all the time. You're just trying to go through the.
I think I have the solution to your guys' problems.
Don't
Don't go
drink.
drinking.
Yeah, that's not gonna
Chain
fucking
wallets.
happen. And chain phone cases.
Ooh, daddy.
I was talking to Cooper about it the other day, and he's like, I barely go down that section. Like, it's kind of rare for me to, like, go down that stretch that we're in.
I mean, me and Joseph live in a pretty good part, and we just kind of stick around here.
Yeah, I mean, there's going to be bad areas of any big city, right? But it was probably
He
just dumb of us.
recommended that area. What the fuck is he talking about?
True.
He said that was a place to go. I mean, not that specific place, but that area.
Yeah, it was dumb of us to go, though, because it was, like, the only bar that had no cover.
Yeah,
So-
we weren't thinking too much that night.
Yeah, we were also drunk. You took, like, 3 fucking Jaeger shots in a row or something.
Hey,
I took 2
2.
for one because
that's
it was
all,
cheaper.
Joseph. You're letting me down.
I took 2 in a row because it was cheaper per shot to get 2.
That's what it was. Regardless.
So I was like, fuck it, I'll get 2 then.
Regardless, like, I think it's more than just, like you were saying, it's more than just, like, there's more crime, right? Like, there's issues with why they're doing it, right?
Honestly, let's just take all these people that have ever done anything wrong in their lives and put them in jail for the rest of their lives.
Yeah, 'cause we definitely
even
afford that.
lying.
And then
Or,
make
like-
money off of them while they're in jail.
Exactly.
Yeah, that sounds like the plan, dude.
I think
That's-
I think that could solve our issue. Ladies and gentlemen, we got it.
It's gonna be a problem.
Yeah, I just felt bad because I'm like, cause I want to help these people, whether it's, well, like the homeless people I see every day. I wish I could help you, but I just don't feel like I'm in a position to do that. I mean, that's me not doing enough research and stuff on what I could possibly do, but it's just shitty. Like, you want things to be better, but you don't know how to make them better, and
Yeah. Well, and every decision has a lot of unintended consequences, too. Like, you don't know.
Yeah.
What you're doing could be, could be a good thing or it could be a bad thing. Like, let's say they get more, cops out in the street. Like, that could just make things worse, or it could, like you were saying, it's, going after the effect, not the cause. So,
yeah.
while the idea may be, like, good in virtue, like, it doesn't always work out in execution. So,
And I mean,
everything's
it's not.
just tricky.
Yeah, I mean, stuff like this isn't going to change overnight. Like, there's no way that it's going to change overnight.
Yeah.
Sure.
Well, one of them did say that apparently the mayor of Minneapolis is getting fired. So if that's actually true,
Really?
maybe a new mayor can.
I should pay
Start
more
some shit.
attention to my local politics. My
Yeah, I
local
did not
government.
even hear about that at all.
Nice.
Anywho, Dayton, let's go into your topic.
Yeah. So, like, starting new hobbies. That's kind of what I want to talk about, I guess.
Ooh.
I know that
Shit to talk about.
Gabe will have a lot of stuff to talk about with this one. And what made me think of it was, well, I originally thought of it like a few months back when I was just kind of like questioning like what makes people okay with like stopping a hobby that they've been like really big into for a while and just kind of being okay with that not being a part of their lives anymore. And then just like this past like week, I've been thinking about taking up some like new hobbies, and I'm just kind of like, I don't have enough time to do all these hobbies that I want to do. So I think that's kind of my answer to that last thought, is just kind of like time and shifting priorities in life. But yeah, I want to kind of talk about like new hobbies, stuff that we have been eyeing up, and maybe things that we've been working on lately in terms of like hobbies, personal time, I guess, however you want to say that. So Gabe, I know that you have some ideas for this.
Yeah, so I've been thinking about a lot of like kind of what you were saying too on my own time. I think that I kind of reflect my hobbies based off my current situation, like my current group of people.
Mm-hmm.
So like in high school, I played soccer all the time, like every day, and that just kind of died out. And then I picked up mountain biking because you guys did it, and that stuff. And like the people like I got you guys into disc golf. Like you just kind of surround those type of, you know, you want to spend time with your friends, and why not do it with something else?
Mm-hmm.
But so I just started picking up guitar because Josh and Joe, the people I'm living with, play a lot of guitar. So it's just one of those things where I just, like, I'm always swapping hobbies though.
So what you're saying is you're just a follower. You just do whatever other people
but
do.
I'm enjoying it.
You have
so
no opinions of yourself.
He's a sheep, but he likes it.
I enjoy picking up new hobbies because I think that I'm not the type of person, like for video games, for example. I'm not the type of person that's like, I only play this one game for like thousands of hours. I've never been that person. I'll play a game religiously for like 2 months, and then I jump onto something new or different. That's just how I've been. And same thing with hobbies, where it's like, I enjoy this, and like I think that I've got a good hold on it, but like I just kind of want to learn something different, or I want to kind of learn something new. So I just kind of jump to the next thing. So, and also it depends on my environment too, right? So like I picked up guitar because I think I've always kind of wanted to play guitar, but like now that I actually have people that can help me and surrounded by them, definitely helps.
And it's an indoor hobby, so you can do it all year round.
Exactly, and that's the other thing. It's been raining so much here.
Really?
Yeah, it's just been really shitty, so I haven't been able to go outside all that much. So it's one of those things where it's just like, I might as well at least try, you know? Like I owe it to myself to at least try and see if I enjoy it or not. And if I don't, like, I'm out a couple $100. That's fine by me. Like I'm willing to take that sacrifice.
And I mean, you can always sell the guitar if you don't end up liking it. Like,
and I picked up photography over the summer, and like I still like doing that, but I've never been one to stick to something new. I like just finding something new to learn about and kind of dive into that. You know, that's just how I've always been.
Yeah, I think that I tend to have a different outlook on hobbies than you do. I tend to get like into something, and then I get like really into it.
What?
Oh,
and then and I just try to like learn everything that I can about that. You know, once it actually like gets its like claws into me, and then like I like can't get like pulled away from it really.
See, for me, it's like, the way I look at it is, let's say I can have 80% fun, like 8 out of 10 fun factor, learning the basics of something, or like being decent at it, right? But for example, Rocket League, perfect example. I play the shit out of that game recently with Dayton. We play it all the time. I have a lot of fun, but I'm not nearly as good as Dayton. I could put in more time and like learn the new mechanics and learn all these crazy things. But to me, that's only going from an 8 to a 9, but doubling my effort. I'd much rather just spend that one extra effort into a new hobby. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, that makes, it's just diminishing returns for you.
Absolutely, but like at the same time, like, I do enjoy learning new things, and I enjoy learning where the claws come in different hobbies. You know, like, I think that's fun. Like seeing the first photo I took that was actually like not shitty. Like, holy shit, this is awesome. You know, and same with Rocket League. Like you hit that first area, you're like, fuck, I want to keep doing this. But it gets to a point where it's like, I have to really try to do this, or I could try and learn something new. And I don't think I've ever been afraid to pick up a new hobby.
Yeah, I mean, at least for me,
I'm not saying it's
like,
a strength, but it's not a weakness. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's just a different way of looking at it. At least for me, though, like, reaching, like, that 10 out of 10, like, feeling that I've, like, fully mastered something or, like, gotten, like, really close to mastering it is, like, the most insane, like, feeling ever. Like, you just feel so good once you feel like you've, like, mastered something. Or you see, like, all of the fruits of your labor have, like, come to a cusp. I don't know.
Yeah,
it's hard to explain.
that's a good way to look at it. Someday I'll just find a hobby I feel like that I'll just keep going with it. Do you ever feel like there's hobbies though that like there's no skill cap, like you can just keep going?
Well, I mean, in every hobby, there's really no skill cap. It's like, sure, the highest like skill cap you can get is like a professional,
Yeah.
but that's like way outside of my ability.
Right.
So I don't think, at least for my hobbies, I don't think there's really a feasible skill cap. At least for me,
You can
like,
only get rid of so much weight.
Carrying negative weight.
yeah, fill my
It's carrying
backpack with
you.
helium.
Yeah.
One day Dayton's be like, I don't really need my pinky toes, so
Yeah.
just cut them off to save weight.
Yeah, I
Right.
mean, why do I even need the legs anymore? I'm just gonna strap some fucking wheels to my legs.
Hey,
Or
you
what
think
used to be
he
legs.
had appendicitis? No, he got the ultralight bug early, and had that shit removed.
I will say though, I've been trying to like consciously pick hobbies that I'm a victim of our generation where like we want instant gratification.
Hmm.
So I've been trying to pick hobbies that have more delayed gratification. Like guitar is a fucking bitch to learn. If anyone's attempted to learn, the first month sucks balls. But you know, it gets better. And like when I started going to the gym, fucking sucked. But after a while, it gets better.
Hmm.
So you just gotta force yourself through the
Yeah, I mean,
part
really,
till it gets
like
fun.
anything like physical, I'll say like cardio or sports or
I mean, even now,
like
like, you know, it's
weightlifting.
dog
Yeah,
shit.
yeah. It's just like for the first little bit until you like build up like the baseline fitness level, you're not gonna be having a good time like
Right.
regardless.
You just gotta force yourself to keep doing it before it gets fun, which is the hard part.
Yeah, yeah. But then I mean, once you can actually like, you know, like start like running for a while or biking for a while or you know,
Right.
whatever, then you can start getting some like really good gratification. But I mean, until then, it's just kind of like
It's a
Yeah.
slog.
It sucks. Yeah.
Yeah. I have a really hard time starting new hobbies. And I think it comes from this kind of deep-seated fear I have of wasting time. Like I don't want to like start something and end up not liking it and be like, oh, I wasted time. I should have been doing something already know I like. And that it's not good. It's not a good part of me, you know. Like for example, it comes down to even like watching a movie, right? Like if I'm like want to watch something on Netflix, I'll scroll and it's like, well, I have two options. One, I could start something new that I don't know if I'm gonna like or not, or just watch something I've already seen before that I know I already like. So I'm like, I don't want to take that gamble and waste time watching something that I'm not gonna like, so I'll just watch something I've already seen before, which is like to me, I'm not wasting time, but I'm also being like creatively like stifled because I'm not trying new things. So for that, and that kind of just manifests itself in a lot of different areas, whether it's like what I watch or what I play or even what I do. So it's tricky. Recently, I've been trying to, I don't know if I'd call it a hobby, but yeah, working out. I've been trying to like do more with that. I started doing abs every night and doing push-ups every night to kind of just, you know, trying to just build self-confidence and like the way I look, I suppose, and just get a little bit stronger.
You're gonna see a different man when I come in.
I don't know. I'm getting up there on push-ups. That feels pretty good, but
That's awesome. Yeah, that's the nice feeling when you start to see that progress, right? You have
Yeah.
that baseline and then you move up.
and what's funny too is like I've been trying to run, but I haven't been super consistent about it. But my mom signed me up for a 5K this weekend, so I'm like, okay, I actually have to like run a little bit this week. And it'll be a fun 5K because my family runs it, so you know it'll be good to see them. But that's actually gotten me to do a little bit more, which has been interesting. Because after I finished high school, I'm like I don't want to do any more races because I hate racing because I would just go all out and just my body would it hurt really bad, you know. And so I'm like, and I always got really anxious beforehand. I just didn't want to like deal with that anymore. But I don't know, maybe I'll start doing more just to get me to actually like run, you know, because I don't have to take the race super seriously. 'Cause
those
it's, like,
kinds of 5Ks too, like in high school, like you're racing like with a team,
Yeah.
like you are out to win.
Yeah.
Or like those kinds of 5Ks, like yeah, you're running like
It's a fun
unless
run.
you're Yeah, unless you're in like the top 3, like you really don't need to like go all out.
Mm-hmm.
Even
And,
then,
like,
it's like unless you're like training for like a marathon or something like.
Exactly, and like a
or an actual
5K, like
People
5Ks
that run 5Ks competitively are like fucking
Yeah.
hardos. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
don't spend your time on like the freaking 5K like pussy shit. Go to like the 10K like half marathons, shit like that.
Yeah, like that's like doing Mario Kart competitive 50cc. Like, come on, get that weak shit out of here.
It's a great analogy.
But Jacob, it's really interesting because I think I have a similar opinion, but a different outlook on
Okay.
like that. Where like, to me, like at least with like the Netflix thing, I find it more of a waste of time to watch something I've already watched, even if I know I like it,
Hmm.
because I've already seen it. It's like,
Yeah.
like yeah, like you know, some movies I like rewatch. It's like yeah, it's a good movie, you know, whatever. But for the most part, I don't like rewatching a TV show. Like it's like I already have my opinions on it. Like yeah, it's cool to like catch things again, but I'm not the kind of person to like rewatch, you know, a TV show or a movie like over and over again. Like
Mhm.
it's a waste of time for me because I've already seen it. I know it's good and I know I've already enjoyed it. I'd rather try something new and see, okay, did I enjoy this or not? And like if not, is there something redeemable about it? You know, even if it's a shitty movie, can it be a funny shitty movie? You know, like
there's a lot of those.
yeah, like The Room or Sharknado. Like I fucking love Sharknado. Like it's an objectively bad movie. Like it's not funny. It's not good. The CG is garbage, but I really enjoy watching it. And like I haven't seen them in years, but I fucking love them. And you know, and I don't know. So
No, yeah,
it's hard for me
I
to try
agree
new
with you.
things. Like especially like going back to hobbies, just because I need to be talked into things. A lot of the time, which it's not hard to talk me into things, but I definitely need that push. So it's definitely been hard, like moving to a new city to be like to try new things, but I definitely do enjoy it. So
Yeah, and I agree with that. I just get this like decision paralysis, you know, like 'cause once I usually if I start something, even if it's something different, if I start it, I'll be fine, you know.
Mhm.
It's just that when I'm sitting there and I have to like,
It's
am I do something old or something new?
It's
Yeah.
the first step that's hardest.
You know, it's
Exactly.
funny when you're explaining that. That's how I am with like restaurants. Like if there's a restaurant I like and I see there's like 2 items I'll get every time because it's like I know this will be good, but I don't want to risk this being bad. Like
Yep.
for hobbies, my outlook is completely different. Like it's just I have a list on my phone of things I want to try, and it's like I at least owe myself to try it, type of a thing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm financially in a position where I'm capable of at least trying it. I'm on some level, so why not?
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah, Jacob, like when you were saying like I like the old show versus new show on Netflix or whatever, like if you think about that in terms of like how Gabe was talking about like the numbers, like so let's say you know for a fact that the show that you've watched, the TV or like the movie that you've watched is like a 4 out of 10, right? Like it'll give you like you're like, yeah, like it's decent. Like there are definitely worse things. There are 3 2s and 1s out there, 0s. Or you could have this new one that could be a 5, 6, 7, 8, or 9, or 10. Look at that. I can count all the way to 10, guys.
holy shit, dude! Do you have like a degree?
Degree,
Do you have an
right?
engineering degree or something? Damn.
But I don't know. At least the way that I look at it is that, like, I feel like it's like, yes, I cannot argue that I get some satisfaction out of, doing these things. Like, for me, it's like video games. It's like I have certain video games that I can always go back to and I'll always experience some form of satisfaction from. Except I feel like if I were to try a new hobby or whatever, I could potentially get even more satisfaction out of that.
leave
And I
it to
think
STEM majors to assign values to just meet like fun tasks. Don't have some
No,
fun
yeah, I totally hear you coming
guys
from,
on it.
Dave.
But yeah,
I feel like it, I don't know, it makes sense to me. Like, so for like Rocket League, right? Like I can sit down at my computer, pick up my controller, and get a 4 out of 10 satisfaction with like a 1 out of 10 effort value. Except if I were to go try like a new hobby, like getting like the first step is like a 10 out of 10 effort for like a 2 out of 10 satisfaction. It's just like, yeah, like I got out of the house, like, yeah, it's cool.
Yeah.
So like it's hard, but then I think like once you get committed to that and you stay committed, then you can get that like up to like an 8 or a 9, like Gabe was saying.
Those first like steps in any hobby are so much fun. Like you get to that point where you like actually have progress or like something to show for it. It's fucking euphoric.
Yeah, that's Gabe. That's why I was being so supportive of you when you were just getting into like your weightlifting journey, because I was just like, dude, I know how awful it could be if you're like just starting out and you have no one to keep you like accountable.
The first month was awful. But
so yeah, that's why it was so much easier in high school to do a lot of things, right? Because like especially with sports, because like you have a team there and you kind of have people pushing you. Like I was in really fucking good shape in high school. Like junior year, I could run 2 miles in just over 10 minutes. Like,
yeah,
and it felt really good. It felt awesome to be able to do that. And now I cannot even come close to doing that. And like, it feels shitty. You know, like I wish I could still do that, but also it's like there's no way I want to put in that same amount of work because that's a lot of time and effort and stuff. But I do want to get back there a little bit. And that's what I'm trying to do a little bit more now. But you know, like you're saying, it's hard to stay accountable for yourself. You know.
Yeah. But then it starts to become habit, though. Like after that first month, like when I started to see those things, like all right, like I know the routine. I know that this is gonna, you know, it's gonna give payoff in some form. Sometimes, I mean, obviously, you have to wait for that satisfaction.
Delayed gratification.
All right.
Miss me with that shit. Nah,
I'm trying to. Go ahead, Joseph.
I was just gonna say, like, I have a little bit of a struggle just because most of my hobbies are seasonal. So like, I love skiing and snowboarding and like, you know, ice skating and hockey, and like I would say that's a major part of who I am is snowboarding specifically. And so like I have to wait, and like October and November and the first half of December are my least favorite. I hate fall, like, because it feels like I'm getting blue balled. Like it's just a tease.
No, dude, you're getting orange balls because it's fucking pumpkin spice season, bitch.
Yeah, pretty much. I got pumpkins right now, man. I just want to get my board out and go.
Joseph, that's what I love about it though, is when it hits. Like I said, like when I hit a hobby, I fucking give it my all for a couple months, and that it's the perfect amount of time. So
exactly.
I went 100 fucking times, 100 runs this last winter.
Yeah, and you can just go ham, and then like towards the end, you're like, okay, you know, I still enjoy it, but you know, I'm not gonna go as crazy as I did.
Exactly.
But man, it's the build. Like if I don't know, like if there wasn't so long of a build up, because like you have to wait for like there to be a snow
Would
base.
Would you say that fall is the hand job of seasons?
Honestly, as far as snowboarding goes, yes, because at least in the summer I can like longboard.
It's edging, Joseph. It's edging.
Yeah, it's edging until I get that first run and I explode. But yeah, like at least in the summer I can longboard a little bit, and you know.
You can longboard in the fall.
When I was home, my parents have a boat, so I would like water ski, and I got pretty good at water skiing to where I could like slalom ski with one. That was fun. That was the closest I could. Cause I can't wakeboard. I tried. I tried when I was younger, and I was not strong enough at all. Cause I couldn't even get up. But that's not the point. I got good at water skiing, and you need a boat to do that. And I don't have a boat, so I can't do that on my own.
Oh, really?
That's so weird, Joseph, because I tried wakeboarding, I was able to get up super easy, and I tried water skiing, and I could not get up to save my life.
Well, water skiing is more about balance, and I don't know, I was pretty young when I tried wakeboarding, and I think the board was too big for me, and I just could not, like, physically could not get up. But like water skiing, I think the first time I tried water skiing, like with 2 skis, I got up just fine. And then it took me a while to get the balance of 1 ski, but then once I got it, like because it's similar. I mean, it's obviously not the same, but I can find the similarities, and so that was a blast. But it fucking tiring, man.
It is. After a couple
kills your
laps, I
back.
just let go and then just kind of like skid off until I lose speed.
See,
It's a
I'd
lot of work.
always time it, so then I would skid off towards our
the
cottage,
dock,
towards the dock. So I just swim in from there and be like, see you guys later. You guys can handle the rope dragging behind the boat. That's not my problem.
Good luck, everybody else.
Yeah.
So before we end here, so what are some hobbies that you guys want to get into? Dayton, you told me today you're gonna want trying to get into skateboarding.
Yeah, I think
Ooh.
skateboarding could be really fun.
That'd be
Like
fun as hell.
doing just like flat ground stuff, like relatively low risk but like high complexity stuff versus
like park stuff versus like vert.
Yeah,
I used
exactly.
to skateboard. I know some of the lingo when I was like 8.
I
Yeah,
would
yeah,
really
so
want to
exactly,
see
like-
you as a skater boy, Joseph.
I
He had the hair for it.
I
Yeah,
know,
had the
that's
hair.
why I want to
Pictures.
see the pictures.
I used to have a skateboard for the longest time.
Oh,
I
that's
got rid of
so
that
great.
shit.
Maybe for the Instagram this week, we'll do a picture of old skater boy Joseph.
No, it is not happening.
But yeah, so skateboarding for me, and then I mean I've been like lightly dabbling in like music, but when I say lightly, I mean like I'm like putting my like pinky toe in the water sort of deal.
Yeah, just seeing what's there.
Yeah.
Recently these aren't as exciting as yours, Dayton, but a couple things that came up in conversation with me and Joseph recently. It's like, so me and Joseph are both on dating apps right now, and we both seen a few girls who are like, oh, I fucking love playing cribbage. And I'm like, I used to play cribbage when I was a kid, and I love playing cribbage. And Joseph's never played before, so I'm like, I kind of want to like start playing cribbage again. It's a good solid game.
I don't want to play cribbage.
Come on, Joseph. You like card games. You like euchre.
I like euchre, kinda, but I don't know about cribbage, man.
I'll
Miss
get
me
you.
with
My
that
grandparents
cribbage
used to
shit.
play cribbage. I don't know about it.
It's fun. Anyway,
I'm
that
sure-
one. Yeah.
I
I'm
love
sure
how we
it'd
all
be an
just
interesting
shit
game.
on Jacob.
Yeah.
I'm sure it'd be.
What kind
I
of hobbies are
really,
you excited about? Nah, you're dumb.
I really
Your
want to
hobbies
play
are
cribbage.
lame.
Nah, sit the fuck down.
Yeah, you're dumb as shit.
Hey, you can learn to play cribbage. Just don't drag me into it, all right?
It's a two-player game. Whatever. Anyway, the second one was me and Joseph talked about maybe going to some like pick up ultimate games around Minneapolis. 'Cause they have a couple of
That's the
those.
move. That's the move.
Yeah,
Sounds
because we
fun.
both like ultimate a lot and haven't played
Kind of
in a
missed
bit.
our window for that there, eh, bud?
Hey, they still have stuff in the fall, and it'd be nicer when it's cooler out. I think.
Yeah. It's just been cold this week, so.
I don't know about you guys. It's been cold as shit here.
It's
Yeah,
like
it's
50s.
been like 50s.
It was hot as fuck here yesterday.
It hit
was like 85 and humid.
44 or 43.
We hit that on. Yeah. So Saturday and Sunday it was cold. It was 50s. Monday it was 85 degrees, and then Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday it's been 50s. It's been
rainy
fucking
and
weird.
50s.
Woo!
Garbage.
So some hobbies I have listed, obviously guitar and photography are like the ones that I'm trying to get into now. The other ones I've got motorcycles. I really want a motorcycle. They're fun.
Wait till you graduate, Gabe.
I will, but I
Okay.
You know,
I
you
rode dirt
missed
bikes a lot
the
as a kid. I really
window
liked them.
where Dayton was selling a motorcycle.
I don't want his bike.
Oh,
I want a
I
dual
haven't-
sport.
I have an update
Oh,
on that.
I know
except
that
anyway,
story.
Anyway, I'll tell it at the very end of the podcast
Okay.
once
Oh,
we
God.
get through all these hobbies.
I got beer making because I want to make beer.
Alcoholic.
Programming because I want to learn it eventually. Cooking because I'm a terrible cook, but I don't like putting in the effort. And then finally, maybe some Twitch stuff. That's what I've got so far.
I was thinking about Twitch today also. It just takes a little bit of. It takes a lot of effort, obviously.
My
Everything else we've been
computer
saying to get into
isn't
it.
good enough. That's the big thing right now.
Well, I'm trying to think about like the whole using like Stream Deck and trying to get your stream actually looking good and having a bunch of effects because like
Yeah.
my favorite streamer uses a lot of like overlays and stuff that look really funny, but it's like that obviously doesn't happen
Yeah.
overnight. So
I mean, I don't think it'll be too terrible to figure out, but the big thing is just hardware right now. Like, my computer is incapable.
Yep.
So.
Joseph, you have any hobbies you want to get into in the near
Not
future?
really. I haven't really put a lot of thought into new hobbies I'd want to get to. I want to get back into old hobbies more so. I haven't gone camping a lot recently, and I really miss that. I mean, I went with Cooper a couple weekends ago for like one night, which was whatever. but it was like not even real camping. I wish I would have done that this summer.
Dude,
missed
bring your
that
stuff home for Thanksgiving and we can go.
I definitely will. We'll be driving, so I'll have plenty of fucking space.
And I'll be flying, except I'll have plenty of space too.
Yeah, got a helium backpack, right?
While you two are camping, I'll be over at New Holland drinking by myself, baby.
Oh no, we'll be there too.
We're gonna be camping in the streets of Holland outside.
Dude, you can sleep on the sidewalks there; they're heated.
Ooh, that's true.
Ooh, doggy.
But yeah, like I miss camping and backpacking, and I want to try to do one trip either this fall and maybe one this winter, because I used to winter camp when I was younger, and I miss that. That was a blast. I know Jacob had a bad experience with it, but
I don't want to camp ever again. I'm done with camping. I've camped enough in my life.
But like getting back into that, and I want to try and get better at pond hockey. I'm not gonna get good at like real hockey. I know that. I don't want to hit people, and I don't want to get hit.
Bring your skates too, and we can skate. I left a pair of skates at home.
Oh hell yeah! So you mean you can't bring blades or shoes with blades onto an airplane?
You could like check them, couldn't you?
Yeah, except I'm just gonna bring a carry-on.
Yeah.
Not the point. But yeah, so that's something. Those are more so the things I want to do is like keep going with what I have rather than start new ones. Because again, it's a lot of time and effort, and I really enjoyed the hobbies that I've had in the past. Because I mean, they were my hobbies for a reason, you know. So that's just.
Yeah, I should get back into Pokemon cards because I was hella into that when I was a kid.
I was into Beyblades for a minute.
Dude,
I still have my
Beyblades
Beyblades at home.
Dangerous.
I have so many.
Yeah, those
Beyblades.
spinning metal.
Yeah, I remember. Man, my fucking friends when I was into Beyblades, they got the metal ones and they didn't tell me. I had the plastic ones. Mine broke.
Yeah.
I cried. I didn't know what to do.
Saturday mornings are the best because you got Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, and Beyblades all in one.
And there were Sonic GX or whatever.
Yeah.
There's some Sonic show.
One.
Good times.
I remember.
Right, before we end here, Dayton, why don't you tell your motorcycle story?
Oh yes, okay. So, just to preface this, I bought my first motorcycle when I was 16, and I owned it all the way up until this past summer.
And you took your high school senior pictures with your motorcycle.
Yeah, I took some high school senior pictures on my motorcycle.
Just to show how much you liked it.
They were cool pictures, dude. I can't even deny that.
Objectively cool pictures.
And anyway, so I sold my motorcycle this past summer before I moved out to Connecticut. And just like a week ago, I got like a phone call from my dad, and he was just like, "Hey, we just got a letter in the mail from the city of Muskegon, which is like just like 30 minutes like north of like where my parents live." And and he was just like, "Yeah, we got a letter from Muskegon saying that your bike has been abandoned and it's been towed away by the city of Muskegon, and if you don't pay anything, then it's just gonna get like sold at an auction." And I'm just like, well, I mean, like, obviously this guy didn't transfer the title over. And I'm just like, I don't fucking want the bike anymore. Like, I'm probably gonna have to pay more to like, you know, get it out of like the towing lot or whatever, whatever the hell they call that lot. And so yeah, I'm just gonna fucking leave it there. It's like, sure, I could legally go get that because the title is still in my name.
But you'd have to pay to get it.
Yeah, exactly.
But you can just sell it again.
I know.
Infinite
just sell
money.
it twice.
I know, except what I'm worried about is like this guy just like fucking ran it into the ground, and then it's like fucking busted. It's just like, as far as I'm concerned, it's not mine anymore. I sold it.
Yeah. Hey, let the city make some money off it.
Yeah, exactly. Charity.
They can use it to cut down the crime. Like it full circle, baby.
In Muskegon.
All right, well, that's the podcast this week. Thanks for listening. Again, don't forget to follow us on Instagram and Twitter at EWF Podcast. And you can find new episodes every Monday on Spotify, iTunes, and I almost said SoundCloud. We're not on there anymore. On YouTube. And, yeah. we'll see you next week. Bye.
See ya.
Bye.